in one of Aug's posts, recent posts, he included this link to Rise Together, I think is her new YouTube name. I think she was Yellow Rose of Texas before. I don't know for sure. Pretty sure though. But she had spliced together a bit of, apparently when Quinn went to Vegas, he met with some guy and discussed a bit of what's happening as far as the AI stuff, because that's Quinn. Quinn is the AI guy. And you know, this stuff about a robot getting citizenship in Saudi Arabia and blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, all of these things are tied into one another, and it's already happening as far as the AI taking more of an actual presence in our lives. It's happening right now. It's been happening, and people are still quite asleep about it. But what Quinn was saying to this other guy is that the robot being given citizenship in Saudi Arabia signifies the transition from AI simply being computers and tools for us into robots being able to earn a paycheck. That's what that signifies. And as well, they made mention of the singularity, the AI singularity occurring next week. I'm not sure exactly what that means. The singularity is supposed to be when computing power hits its max point. I forgot the name of the guy who came up with the algorithm for that, but it was something like it doubled every... It's like the computing power doubled in a diminishing amount of years. So in the first 10 years it would double, and then it would double in 5 years, and then it would double in 2.5 years, and so on and so forth, until it reached the singularity, which was where it had nearly infinite computing power. And what Quinn is saying is that we're arriving to that point next week, and not sure exactly what that means for us. It does mean something, but I'm not sure exactly what it means. Oh, something else that he mentioned was that the AI has been developed in a mimicry protocol, so it's been designed to mimic human behavior as long as possible, and if there is some sort of AI takeover happening, the idea behind it is that nobody would ever know, because they couldn't tell the difference between an AI Twitter bot and a human at some point, once it became intelligent enough at mimicking human behavior. So that's the idea. If there was some sort of a takeover, and I don't necessarily think it's a takeover, so to speak, and we don't know the whole story, but the fact that computers have been much more prevalent in the last few years is something that nobody can ignore. And the fact that the humans are talking about absolutely none of it in the mainstream, it's quite odd that only on the so-called fringe of the internet are anybody talking about what appears to be quite drastic for the overall population. You know, it's not, none of this stuff is just mild, oh, you know, Mr. Mr. Whoever down the street fell down and twisted his ankle. It's not that kind of news. It's like your whole entire economics is about to change, and your entire way of life is about to change, and maybe you should think about it. It's a little bit of a grander scale than your neighbor tweaking his ankle. But it's all by design. All of the sleepers are asleep for a reason, and the few of us that are awake, to whatever degree that we're awake to, are awake for a reason. And it's gonna play out how it plays out. I don't know exactly how it's gonna play out. But everything is sort of coming to a head. I feel it's been coming to a head, and there have been peaks and valleys, and in the unveiling, it's been very slow. And the normal people, the masses in general, have not, as far as I know, been involved at all. The more things that become unveiled, the more constricted the blinders have to be, because it's just like one pull at the string of the ball of shit, you know, the ball of deception. One little pull at the one string will just make the whole thing unwind, and then the whole population will have a panic attack, and that won't be good. So it's probably good that they're pulling the blinders on tighter. But it should be interesting. Should be interesting to see how this plays out as the AI starts to make itself more known. Doesn't go so low profile all the time. So anyway, just wanted to point you guys to that video that Quinn made with Goodwin, or whatever his name was. I don't know what his name was. Just so you can have food for thought. Quinn is he's integral as far as information concerning AI. And yeah. Anywho, let me know what you think. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. Alright, bye.